I would like to start just by welcoming everybody to January's Student of the Month. Thank you, families, for coming. Board members, appreciate you showing up too. All right, always means a lot for you guys to be here. So before we get into it, I kind of just want to explain how we get here. We've got a great group for January, just outstanding students. And the way it usually works, or the way it works, is Ms. Hain over here. This is kind of her thing. She sends out an email to the staff every month. And we have a multitude of teachers who nominate several students. Those nominations come into a Student of the Month committee, if you will, and Scholar Athlete of the Month. And then that committee then looks at the writings from the teachers, the nominations of each kid or whatnot, and then a vote takes place. And from there, right, we select one student per grade, and one male athlete and one female scholar athlete for the entire school. We also have started now this year a staff member of the month, right? So we just did it one time before the holidays, and this is our second month doing that, where we then put out feelers to the students in homeroom and also tweet it out and online, and then they vote on teachers. That again comes to the committee, and we just kind of tally up the votes and things like that. So that's kind of how we end up here. And it's a multitude of things. It's not just grades, it's really like character, school spirit. All these guys help out their peers, they help out their teachers. They're just well-rounded students and really encompass what we're looking for at Interboro. It's not just simply, good grades. We got a lot of great kids here. We get a lot of votes in, which really just speaks even more to you guys and your children here today with us, because there's a lot that comes in. So we would love to select 20 each grade, but we only select one. And it's a tough choice. We really break it down. So that speaks volumes to the students and the families for your support too. So we really appreciate all the work you guys put into it. We really do. So without further ado, we are going to start actually with the staff member of the month. And for the month of January, Sean Rockwell Garlic over here picked his math teacher, Ms. Pullen. So when we do the students of the month, the teachers come up, they talk about the students. We kind of flip that now. And we have the students come up and talk about their teacher, and then we'll get into the students and scholar athletes of the month. So Sean and Ms. Pullen, if you want to come up real quick, please. Sean, you got Ms. Pullen.
Thank you. I nominated Ms. Pullen because she's a good math teacher, I think, because she goes into great detail in explaining all the math. And she also makes the classroom interesting by relating everything to real life experience.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean, and also thanks, Ms. Paul. All right, we really appreciate everything you do too. So we'll start with the freshmen and work our way up to the seniors, and then Mr. Claus will kind of take over for the scholar athletes. So our freshman winner for the month of January is Christian Carbajal. He was nominated by two teachers, Ms. Dans and Mr. Siandra, who will come up and speak for Christian.
Congratulations again. Me and Ms. Dans have Christian in our 9th period multicultures class. He is everything you could ask for in a student, on time, does all his work. He actually does his work, then he helps other students. Again, if I had 120 Christians, I would have the easiest and best job in the world. He's really everything you could ask for in a student, and he's also, I know, active in the soccer, and he's looking into spring sports. So, yeah, he earned this 20 times over, this award.
And also on top of Christian's academic, strength, he's also a fabulous person, and I think it speaks volumes that a lot of his teachers are standing behind us. They bolted out of their classes to come over and see him get his award. So he's a pleasure to see every day.
For the month of January, our sophomore winner is Tylee Alston. He was nominated by Mr. McGrady. Tylee?
My nomination of Tylee comes over probably a year and a half of knowing him. I'm also his track coach, and I've got to do a little backstory and explain where Tylee has come and how far and the improvements that he's made. Last year was a bit of a transitionary year for him, and it was a lot of meetings that we would have about grades and eligibility and all that kind of stuff, because there was a bit of a transitional difficulty coming up into the high school. And Tylee worked through it, got his grades turned around. This year, it's like a whole new person. He's getting all A's and 1B in an honors and AP curriculum. He's just knocking the ball out of the park, to use the sports metaphor, even though he runs track. Talked him into cross country this year, just came out of nowhere. Incredible work ethic, incredibly focused, totally different person. Last year, I think the best way to describe him would be adrift, that he was just kind of moving through. This year, he is focused, determined, he's got the drive. He is everything a student of the month really should be. He is personable, works really hard, does all his stuff. Never a discipline problem, never an issue, just an all-around great kid, and has done wonderful strides in turning things around and getting tremendous grades this year. So, congratulations.
Thanks, Mr. Browdy. Congratulations, Tylee. Our junior class winner for January is Brenna Malloy. She was nominated by Mr. Foltz.
Brenna, I have Brenna in my CP American Lit class, and Brenna probably should be in my honors American Lit class, but scheduling conflicts don't allow her to do the band and have the class at the same time. So in my CP class, she could have taken it easy. She could have easily gotten grades that, you know, taken in stride. She goes above and beyond. One of the things I notably recognize about Brenna is her love of poetry. And she would show me these poems every once in a while. I said, Brenna, you got to write these in a journal or something, because you definitely have a talent. She would then start to pop poems out day after day after day. And it was amazing. I could use these poems to teach my entire poetry unit. They have all the elements, they have all the creativity. And someday I know I'm going to be, you know, looking at her book of poetry, or I'm going to see Brenna in front of the classroom, possibly in college teaching poetry, possibly reading your poems to somebody else in a poetry reading. And that was the main thing for really nominating her, her love of the arts and her love of music and poetry, and the fact that she shows it by doing something above and beyond the classroom. So Brenna is definitely worthy of this recipient.
Thanks, Mr. Foltz. Rounding us out with our senior class winner for January is Cynthia Ladino, who was nominated by Herr Donovan. Sure.
Hi, everybody. I'm Herr Donovan. This is Cindy Medino, which Mr. Conti mentioned, and as we all know, she's our senior student of the month here. And I would like to tell you that she is involved in the National Honor Society, the German Club, where she volunteers and helps out every year at the World Language Festival, which, mark your calendars, is March the 10th. That's Thursday, March the 10th. You're all invited. Free food, free entertainment. Everybody come out. She'll be there. She'll be working. She's got an activity planned. And you're going to have a great time. She'll have a great time. And more to say about Cindy I can. She's also a senior mentor. And as far as mentors go, I don't think that you can find a better mentor, because Cindy is such a good student. She embodies what it is to be high caliber. She stands very high in class rank, and as far as I know, always has. She's extremely responsible, always has her work done, never misses anything. But if there was one word I would use to describe Cindy, I would say that it is indomitable, because although you might not know it to look at her, she never lets anyone get the better of her, and she has learned to do that with grace and poise, which is a very difficult thing for people to master, but she has done quite the job at it. So let's give her a big hand.
Okay, again, congrats to all of our Students of the Month, guys. All right, job well done. At this time, I'll call Mr. Claus. We have 2 Scholar Athletes of the Month. As I said earlier, 1 male, 1 female. He'll speak more to how we go about this process, but it's pretty similar. So, Mr. Claus, you want to come up to the Scholar Athletes? Thanks.
We have 2 excellent candidates today for our Scholar Athletes of the Month, our male and our female Scholar Athletes of the Month. If we just went on academics alone, both of them would be excellent Scholars of the Month. I mean, they're academics, they're involved in the school and everything else. They do an excellent job in and out of the classroom. One of the things that we're going to nominate them for today is just what great ambassadors they are to the school when they're wearing that Interboro uniform. When they go out, they really exhibit excellence and buck pride. So first I'd like to call up Eden. Come up and I'll call up her coach, Coach Werner. She's going to speak.
Congratulations. I've had the pleasure of knowing Eden since freshman year. Not only am I her coach, but I'm also her class advisor, so I've gotten to know her in many capacities. As an athlete, she is a phenomenal athlete. The start of this year, she goes, Mrs. Werner, I want you to work me even harder this year because I want to be the best distance runner that I can possibly be. If I ran her any harder, she would probably lose her legs. So, I mean, she just never, ever, ever gives up. Watching her in meets, she's not going to let somebody pass her. She's always going to try and finish first. She has the best 800 time on our team. She has the best mile time on our team. She has the best 2-mile time on our team. She's just a phenomenal distance athlete, and she's certainly someone that a lot of the teammates look up to. Every workout, she is giving it her absolute best. She never complains. She never quits. When we have track meets, our track meets are on Friday nights. We're generally at Lehigh University for about 4 hours. When she's not running, she's generally sitting down and working on her homework. She's in all honors and AP classes, earning excellent grades, and it shows with the work ethic that she has. You know, sitting there when she could be hanging out with her friends, working on her AP history work and things like that. So she's just an excellent athlete and an excellent student as well. So she definitely earned it.
Our male athlete of the month is nominated by Coach McGrady. Bring up Bill. Come up. Thanks, Coach.
Billy Hallinan is our male student athlete of the month. I've coached Bill now for 3 years. He is a junior. He runs cross-country winter and spring track. Just to do a very brief resume athletically, he was the #1 cross-country runner in the entire league, undefeated for the entire season, won the all-league meet, so he is literally the best runner in the entire Del Valle League. Ended up running in the very low 17s this year, which is an incredible time. Finished #1 on the team in every race that we had, so unbelievable as far as athletic performances. In winter track so far, he's got our fastest 800 time, our fastest mile time. I think he's our 2nd or 3rd fastest 400 time, so he's right there in pretty much everything. Leadership-wise, as a junior, he was one of our captains. He is phenomenal on that, you know, getting everything organized, almost like a second coach out there, you know, taking the younger kids, the first year, the freshmen, under his wing and explaining to them how things are done the Interboro way, which ironically occasionally is the right way. But anyway, he does a phenomenal job working with the younger kids, relating with his peers, getting everybody, you know, on the right track and proceeding us forward, not only individually but as a team. Academically, I've had him in class. He's one of the top grades that I had in honors chemistry. His entire academic career is just full of honors and AP classes, National Honor Society, you know, all that kind of stuff. So he's up there in virtually every category and truly is a student athlete worthy of the honor. So congratulations, Bill.
Before we wrap up, just a couple more things. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, I know she likes to kind of sit back there, but this doesn't happen without Miss Hain. She's been doing this for several years, and you know she puts us all together, and she likes to kind of just be behind the scenes. But thanks, Miss Hain. And then just to wrap it up, you know, as I was saying, we have so many great students here at Interboro. You know, we get dozens of nominations, and it's a tough decision every month, which I think just speaks more to the students you see in front of you right now. And to the families too, because honestly, without the support of the families, you know, this wouldn't happen. And just know that we appreciate that as a school, having your support with your students along with us. So again, congrats to the Scholar Athletes and the Students of the Month. All right, feel free to get any more food if you like, guys, but that's it for us today, all right? Thanks for coming, appreciate it. Students, real quick too, if you could, all right? Chief over here is gonna take some individual shots and then a group shot, so we put in the lobby. All right, thanks a lot, everyone.